Hello, hello, everyone. Come on in. We're just going to give everyone a few minutes to get settled, get their cameras all sorted before we officially start our annual Chamber Christmas celebration.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Just looking through. Tara,
Hey,
hi Tara. Oh,
It is my video on? I'm under like William Shane.
No,
your video.
All right.
just audio, no video.
Well, that's not fun. Just kidding. How do I do this? Here we go. Got it.
Perfect. Hello, Glenn. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Brian. Hello. Well, Susie, Mayor Brown, Jody, hello. It's so good to see everyone's faces, smiling faces. Mike. Hello.
Other than Amy, she still has to wear a mask.
Hi,
People are
Amy.
still working, and that is totally fair.
Hi, Angela. So we'll just give everyone just a couple minutes. I'm gonna switch my screen. Danielle, Jackie, Tina. Oh, so good to see everyone. Renee, beautiful. I think I caught everyone.
Hello, everyone. We were this close to being able to do this in person. How much fun would that have been?
We're still gonna have fun, Michelle.
This is good. Yeah, absolutely. Well, I always have fun when I get to do this.
But you're in Airdrie. You're virtually in Airdrie, and we know how to do things in Airdrie.
Well, you know, I live in the northwest of Calgary. So with the Stony, it's very close to Airdrie. Are you guys still doing the Christmas lights this year?
The Airdrie Festival of Lights?
Yeah, did they still do them this year?
Yes, yes.
Great thing to do.
Well, what
to
do you
get
think?
outdoors.
What do you think, Michelle? Marilyn, should we get started?
Absolutely.
All right, everyone. Welcome to our annual Chamber Christmas celebration. My name is Nikki Nordick. I'm the current president of the Airdrie Chamber of Commerce, and it's my pleasure on behalf of the board and our team to welcome you. This is our first virtual event. As Michelle had said, would have been lovely to see you in person, but how lucky and fortunate we are that we have technology like this, that we can virtually see one another. All of our virtual events are recorded. With that being said, we are encouraging you to turn your cameras on. Let's see if we can interact with one another. By no means do you have to, but during Michelle's presentation, she's going to be asking questions, asking for hands up, asking for feedback through the chat function. So if you feel comfortable with it, please do turn your camera on. To help eliminate background noises, although our audio will be muted, but again, if you want to turn your camera on, you're welcome to do so. During Michelle's presentation, it is encouraged to keep her on speaker view. So if you do speaker view while everybody is talking, you'll see one person during taking up all of your screen. And then if at any point you have any questions or you can't see her slides, feel free to email her at the end of the presentation. She's happy to share those with you. So let's get started with our annual chamber event. First things first, a huge thank you to everyone for joining us. As mentioned, proceeds from today's tickets will be going towards ADVAS, the Airdrie and District Victims Assistance Society. And we're very happy to let everybody know that we will be making a $200 donation towards them. So let's give everyone a round of applause for that. That's really well done. We'd also like to thank those in attendance today. We have some special guests. So when I say your name, if you wouldn't mind just waving at everyone. Today we have Councillor Daryl Bellick, welcome. And we have Deputy Mayor Tina Petro, welcome Tina. And of course, Mayor Peter Brown. And we are going to start by asking Mayor Peter Brown to unmute himself, take over the computer screen, and give us a few season's greetings. Peter?
Thanks, Nikki. And thanks to the Chamber and Marilyn and her team. Operating in extraordinary times call for extraordinary people, and there's no shortage of that at the Chamber. I want to thank the board. I'm really excited to hear from Michelle. I think that she's an exceptional keynote, and that her message today will resonate with all of us based on what I know of her and what I've seen on YouTube. I'm looking forward to her presentation. I want to encourage all the businesses online. With these new restrictions come some opportunities, but obviously there's some challenges involved. And if you have any questions whatsoever, please reach out to our economic development team. Sarah Chamberlain, all of her contact information is there. We have all the details and are working very closely with Alberta Health as well as the province to make certain that our businesses are prepared and have all the right information in order to open safely for their customers and of course their staff. I want to just quickly say that my previous life I was in forest products commodities, and half of my career was a small draw on commissions. And honestly, when the times were tough, and we experienced many of them, my best months, my best days were always when it was at its worst, because the commiserating around the coffee room, the negative about the market, the economy, the news, everything was against us. But I quickly figured out that 80 to 90% of the money we were bringing in before was still coming in, and that I worked even harder. And I always had my best months when it was the worst for everyone else. So I know it's difficult out there. Can't appreciate anything that people are going through, whether your sales are great or whether they're not. Just keep approaching every day as a new day. There's hope around the corner, and we definitely have control of our thoughts and our mind through these challenging times. And I would really encourage everyone to stay positive, work harder, be thankful for what we have. And if you're feeling low, give back. If you can make a donation to the food bank, or call a friend, whatever you need to do to get yourself in a better frame of mind. And of course, reach out if you're having any mental health issues. So on behalf of myself and the city, I just want to sincerely wish everyone a very healthy and safe holiday. I know it's not what we traditionally want, but respecting all that's going on in our communities and outside of our communities and around the world, it's still going to be a great Christmas. We live in the best province, and we live in the best city in my mind, and we live in the best country in the world. So with that, I'll turn it back over to Nikki. And again, just safe, happy holidays for everyone, and do the very best we can through these challenging times. Thanks so much, Nikki.
Thank you so much, Mayor Brown. Very well said. And we do live in an amazing community, and together we can support one another. So if you do need absolutely anything, reach out. There are resources available. With that, I would like to turn it over to our amazing Executive Director, Marilyn Alhoost. Marilyn, can you take over the screen and the microphone?
Hello all. Thank you so much for joining us again today, and for joining our first ever virtual Christmas celebration. How did we know we would be here? We didn't. It's obviously a time of great uncertainty, and we want to share the positivity and inspiration that there is still here in our world today. I have the great privilege of introducing Michelle later this afternoon, but I had the privilege of also seeing her speak a few years ago, and she left a very strong impression on me. To start and have a little bit of fun today, we're going to give out some prizes. So you're not eating lunch. You're welcome to eat lunch right now, by the way. I know lunch is fast approaching. But we will be giving out some lunches right now to some lucky winners. So Paul's Pizza Steakhouse and Lounge, a $50 gift card, is going to the lucky winner, Michael Reist. That is Michael with Career Lead. Congratulations, Michael. And we have a second prize giveaway from Paul's Pizza Steakhouse and Lounge. That is a $50 gift card, again, going to the lucky winner, Lydia Carpenter from MNP. Congratulations, you both get lunch and support a local restaurant in our community. Congratulations. And now moving on to our amazing sponsors who have made today possible. Thank you so much to Davis Chevrolet, Fortis Alberta, Johnson Insurance, and as always, our lovely sponsor, Vitreous Glass, who I'm sure has supported this event for probably over a decade now. I would like to take this opportunity to invite our first sponsor to say a few words, Mr. Glenn Smaha, one of my favorite people in the world, to wish you all holiday greetings. Glenn, if you could unmute your mic and say a few words, we would love to hear from you today.
Hey, good morning, everyone. On behalf of all of us here at Davis Chevrolet, GMC Buick, I want to extend warm holiday greetings to all of you that are in attendance today. I see we got 43 people online. That's awesome. I'm always amazed at the resilience, the passion, creativity, and tenacity that the Airdrie business community shows when faced with adversity, and we've had lots of that this year on both sides of that comment. But this year, more than any other, I can honestly say I'm proud to stand alongside all of you. I echo Peter's comments too, that if you can help our local charities, please do. And I completely understand that a lot of us can't. You know, we recently put out a challenge where we contributed to our 5 core charities and asked the businesses that are able to do the same. They need it, man, do they need it this year. For the rest of what I want to say, I just want to wish you only the very best in what has to be a much improved 2021. We can put this one behind us, but let's stay strong, let's keep well, and I wish you continued or increased success in the times ahead. Okay, thank you very much, everyone. So great to see all the faces.
Thank you, Glenn. I think we're going to hear some of the similar sentiments throughout today's luncheon, really just positive vibes going out to our entire business community. Thank you again, Glenn, for all of your support to Airdrie.
Wonderful. I would now like to invite Paula Cott to the screen and take the microphone to say a few words on behalf of Fortis, Alberta. Paula?
Thank you, Nikki. Yes, so as a stakeholder relations manager in Airdrie who has happened to live here for the past 12 years, I just want to say thank you to this community and thank you to the businesses that are still here and are part of this virtual celebration. So I know it was a quick change of gears in order to continue on this Christmas tradition. And Fortis is grateful for it because by sponsoring this event, it's one way that we stay connected to our businesses and our community. So thank you for continuing to host this in a new format. When it comes to Christmas greetings, I very much echo what Mayor Brown and what Glenn shared. Fortis has experienced quite a crazy year this year, like most businesses. And it really has been a challenge to adapt and change and be flexible and fluid with planning. And one of the things that we endeavored on this Christmas season was to light up the night for seniors facilities across our service area. And so we actually were suggested to go visit the Bethany Care Center, and we hung a bunch of Christmas lights and provided gifts out there. And although we had plans on, actually we invited members of our community to join us in that celebration and share in the festivity, and then had to rescind the invitation because of restrictions. It is such a good thing to do for your mental health, for your employees, and for your community. So if there is an opportunity to sponsor, to give back, to just show up, even just write a Christmas card to somebody who might need a Merry Christmas message, that's something that we encourage. So thank you, and looking forward to today's celebration virtually.
Thank you so much, Paula. We are too. Before we get going with our remaining gold sponsors, let's give some things away. So up next, we have a $50 Jams gift certificate. Jams is a restaurant located in the Kingsview Market. And our winner is Susie Rounds of Switchback Creative Inc. Congratulations, Susie. Your Jams gift card will be in the mail for you shortly. All right, we're not done. Let's give something else away. We now have a $50 Abe's Modern Diner gift certificate. Abe's is a restaurant also located in Kingsview Market. And the winner is Mandy Lyons of Budget Blinds of Airdrie. Congratulations, Mandy. We will be emailing that to you, or mailing that to you shortly. Next up, we have Marilyn to introduce our next sponsor. Marilyn, will you take the screen?
Thanks, Nikki. Yes, Johnson Insurance is sending their regrets. They're not able to join us today, but they're very happy that we could obviously still continue with this wonderful event for our community. Johnson Insurance is a value-added member of the Airdrie Chamber of Commerce. They offer a fantastic discount to all chamber members. So please have a look at our website if you are looking for your insurance needs. And a big thank you again to Johnson Insurance for supporting the Airdrie business community. And we will now turn the greetings over to Nikki to thank our last sponsor of today.
Thanks, Marilyn. It's my pleasure to introduce our next sponsor, who happens to also be our past president on the Airdrie Chamber of Commerce. Mr. Darcy Forbes is our vice president, is the vice president of Vitreous Glass and one of our gold sponsors. Darcy, would you take this screen and unmute yourself for us, please?
Hello, everybody. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Season's Greetings, whichever flavor of that you prefer. Happy to be here, continue sponsoring the Christmas luncheon. It's always a great time and excited to listen to what Michelle has to say today. And with the new restrictions and lockdown 2.0 looming, we got to make sure we can do everything we can to support our local businesses. So if you have the means, get the takeout, don't cancel your memberships, and have patients waiting in line if they have lines due to the new capacity restrictions. It's going to be a long month for everybody, and we're all in it together, as we say. So Merry Christmas. Thanks.
Nikki, I think you're muted.
No, yeah. Okay, I said it really well the first time. I'll do it again. All right, we have two beautiful Christmas wreaths to give away. Can someone give me a drum roll? Probably sounds better if I have audio. Can someone give me a drum roll? And the winners are Tara Pickford of Ambition Performing Arts and Slavika, I'm so sorry, Jasari of Kuban Math and Reading Center of Airdrie. We will be in touch with you on how you can pick up these beautiful wreaths shortly. So next, I would like to welcome Marilyn back to the screen to talk about how the Airdrie Chamber has fared this year. Marilyn, you've done such an amazing job with it. Please give everyone an update.
Sure. I'd like to start by, of course, thanking our influencers. So this year was the first year that we had a tiered membership style. We had a growth connector and influencer tier model. And one of the benefits of being an influencer is that we acknowledge them at our events. So although we can't have our influencers stand today, we would still love for you to give us a wave, just so we can see your smiling faces. So our list of influencers joining us are the City of Airdrie, Davis Chevrolet, Fortis Alberta, McKee Homes, the Pink Wand Cleaning Services, Vitreous Glass, and Woodside Golf Course and Woods Restaurant and Patio. We have another giveaway. Nikki, do you want to do the honors for a fun couple more gift cards?
Of course. So next up, we have two $50 Montana's gift cards. Montana's is located in, what is the community it's located by? Walmart, that one.
Sierra Springs?
Sierra Springs. It's located in Sierra Springs. And the winners are Brian Balson, Color Me Workshops, congratulations. And Karen Elliott of Labyrinth Digital. Congratulations. We will be mailing those two gift cards to you. Giving stuff away is fun. All right, Marilyn, back to you.
Thanks, Nikki. Yeah, it is nice to have a little bit of fun these days. That being said, we all know that 2020 has been a very unique and challenging year. The Airdrie Chamber is very proud that our business community has chosen kindness, compassion, and resiliency through it all. This year, more than ever, we have encouraged our community to support local. You're going to hear that message over and over again, but we honestly mean it from the bottom of our hearts. If you have an opportunity to still have a takeout option or still go and purchase a beautiful outfit from the store upstairs, this is my top from there, or from Ziva and M, we just really can't push it hard enough. We also launched a few great campaigns this year. We partnered with the city to promote Put Your Money Where Your Heart Is. Again, your heart is in Airdrie. And we are continuing with the Wear It Proud toque campaign, where toques are still available at the 2 Save on Food locations, a great stocking stuffer for everyone who loves Airdrie. So we obviously did our best this year to continue to offer our members wonderful events such as this one. We managed to put off a lot of important dates because we knew we had to take safety as our main concern, and we wanted to make sure people were in good hands when attending our events. So we did manage to pull off 15 events. Some were in person, such as our picnic in the park or our annual business awards. And we are very hopeful that we will be seeing many of you at in-person events in 2021. Through it all, your chamber membership has made a difference. It has contributed to the great work our local, provincial, and national chambers are doing for you to advocate during this crisis. We have contributed to major changes in the government, and we will continue to support local business with advocacy efforts moving forward. So today, more than ever, we encourage and we celebrate our business community. And I want to thank our dedicated board of directors and our amazing staff for your ongoing commitment of this community. Nikki, I hand it over to you to introduce our amazing speaker, Michelle Cederberg.
Thank you so much, Marilyn. I'm unmuted this time. So it is my pleasure on behalf of the board of directors and our Airdrie Chamber of Commerce team to introduce our keynote speaker, Michelle Cederberg. For over 17 years, certified speaking professional Michelle Cederberg has been captivating audiences across North America with her empowering and humorous messages that educate busy, driven professionals about purpose, productivity, and the pursuit of better. An in-demand speaker, author, coach, and consultant, she believes that personal and professional success is directly influenced by how well we harness the physical, mental, and emotional capacity we have within each of us. She helps people boost that capacity so they gain clarity, almost Chris, build confidence, and get the discipline to create the life and the career they want. Please join me in virtually giving Michelle a round of applause and welcoming her to our chamber stage.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Can you all hear me all right? I can't see myself, so now I probably have to put myself on speaker view, right?
You sound great, Michelle.
I'm going to go with gallery view so I can see you all. There you all are. Welcome. So there's a chat function down below. I am going to be asking one question right out of the gates. Is there anybody here who is not from Airdrie? Is there anybody who's from another place besides Airdrie? If you're from somewhere else, type it in the chat and let us know. If anybody's coming from Cochrane, yay, Cochrane, Jody. Anyone else sneaking in the general vicinity? Calgary, but work out of Airdrie, Calgary. Welcome, welcome. Manitoba, but here in Airdrie. Okay. Calgary Northwest. Me too, Angela. All right. So I'm going to be talking about the success energy equation, and you'll forgive me when I say the title, but it's how to regain focus, recharge your life, and really get shit done. I didn't even ask if I could say that, but that's the subtitle of my book, which I'll tell you about. And interestingly enough, I finished writing that book in January before the world imploded, if you will. And I've been spending a lot of time talking on this topic, and it's very timely for where we are right now. We're coming to the end of what has been an unprecedented year. It's the only time I'm going to say that word. And if you think back to March when everything went on hold, just how much you've had to navigate personally and professionally. And if you've got your own business, you understand the challenges that came in March. And then we thought we were free, maybe a little bit in summertime, and surely this will be over by fall. And then fall came and we went back indoors and numbers started to rise again. And all of a sudden we're getting further restrictions, and anybody feeling that roller coaster? We've been on a hell of a ride, and many of you might have thought, all right, I'm just gonna pause. I'm just gonna put life on hold. Just gonna wait here until things get back to normal. Anybody feel like that at all throughout this? I'm just gonna put life on hold. And I think that at the time we needed to do that. In March, we needed to stop and take a deep breath of air to see how this thing settled out. But we are now into our 10th month. And as we look towards the end of the year, where all of us hope that we would be back to quote unquote normal, we understand now that we've got a little ways to go. And so the challenge that I have in presenting for you this afternoon is how do you want to make 2021 the best year yet, COVID be damned, personally and professionally? And I know that that's a big ask, and the challenge will be in how you define success for yourself, because we do all have a lot to bring to the planet in the work that you do, taking care of your family. Maybe you're taking care of aging parents that you haven't seen for months. However it looks like for you, the challenge then is, oh my gosh, how am I going to do this? I have a bit of a, I don't know, a saying, I guess, carpe freaking diem, seize the freaking day. So I'm a little bit about supercharging it. So carpe diem means to seize the day. And my wish would be that each of us come into every day, throughout all of this pandemic and heading into 2021 with this idea of what can I do today to make this day a good one? Because it's been a bit of a struggle. So I challenge you now to start to think about that. And I'm going to pose a question to you that will hopefully get the brain going on that. What one great dream would you dare to dream if you knew you could not fail? What do you think about that? What one great dream would you dare to dream if you knew you could not fail? And it can be a personal goal or a professional goal. And the challenge with the way I've worded this question is if you knew you could not fail, censorship buttons off. We don't want to have those voices coming up saying, oh, I want this, but oh, that'd be too hard. Or I want this, but nobody will take me seriously. And I'm going to talk about that in a moment. Because anytime we're driving towards higher levels of success, it really does start with the dream. Most of you have something in your brain that just doesn't go away, that thing that you really want to accomplish at some point. You might be partway through accomplishing a goal and you really want to get to the finish line, whatever it is for you. What one great dream, because we all have it within us. One of the reasons why I became a professional coach almost 10 years ago now is because I kept meeting people who had no idea how extraordinary they really are. I kept meeting people who, when I would have conversations with them, they would be kind of dismissing their own accomplishments. And I would be looking at them going, do you even see how amazing you are? And I know that some of you probably had those experiences yourself where you have that dream or plan for yourself in your heart. And then the little voice in your head says, I don't know about that. But there's other things that get in the way. So here in the chat now, I want you to think about the things that you often want for yourself, the things that you're often driving towards for yourself. What gets in the way? If you ask yourself that, be honest, and you can put it in the chat so you can see what everyone else has too. What gets in the way when you're trying to chase after something that you want for yourself? Put it in the chat so we can all see what you're thinking. Me, excuses, yeah. Time, lack of time, that's a big one. Self-doubt, no time, absolutely. Put them in the chat, don't be shy. I'm not gonna say your name. Discipline, kids, spouses, time and money. I threw in the spouses. Tomorrow, I'm gonna get to it tomorrow. Is that what you mean, Elaine? I'm gonna get to it tomorrow. All of, yep, okay, she's nodding her head. Is there anything else? Kids, yep. Now, here's the thing. We could spend all afternoon putting in the things that get in the way. There are a lot of things, and this is where we kind of have to be kind and gentle with ourselves when we think about all the things that we want for ourselves. I believe that every single one of us has the best intentions to be better, do better, and have more. Can I get a heck yeah? We don't sit around going, I think today I'm gonna take up smoking. I think I'm gonna see if I can gain 10 pounds, start on my path there. Oh, I think I'm gonna see if I can spend myself into bankruptcy. Most of us are looking for ways to be better, do better, have more. And so it often surprises us when the things that we want so badly are hard to get. So the book that I wrote, The Success Energy Equation, would suggest that yes, there's an equation in there, and there is. And so when I was doing my research for the book, I thought the equation for success, that's a little bit complicated. And I think I came up with it. I want you to grab a pen and see if you can write this down. If you can't see it very well, just listen to what I'm saying. But here's my thoughts on success. The dream times hard work equals success. Huh? I know. It seems pretty cliche, but it's actually quite true. Do the freaking work, get the freaking results. All you need to do is apply effort. And in this case, the dream is whatever it is that you want for yourself. And the problem is that we as thinking, feeling, analyzing human beings tend to complicate the situation until the equation becomes a little bit more like the dream times gaining skill plus knowledge times hard work. That equals success. Are you with me? Well, actually, we're going to divide that by daily effort minus distractions, multiply that by persistence and passion and focus minus sleep, which equals no energy to the power of fast food and not exercising, plus patience to the power of caffeine and anxiety meds. We're going to multiply that by a few days spent in self-doubt. Are you with me? Which equals stalling, huh? We're going to add in an injection of confidence from watching someone else fall on their face. We're going to add in a little bit of guilt for feeling that way. And that equals a reminder to quit comparing your journey to everyone else's. Are you with me so far? That equals a renewed belief that you can. Here we are, 2021, I'm bringing it. Multiply that by a few days of progress plus fatigue divided by distractions to the power of whining, complaining, and overthinking. We're going to add in roadblocks from your boss, your business partner, your client, yourself. We're going to add in a drop in motivation, and that equals binge watching Netflix and wine straight from the bottle. Please tell me I'm not the only one. COVID, yes, I've been drinking more wine. That equals sleeping it off and an opportunity to rethink your goals, which equals a recommitment to the dream. We are in this. We're going to divide that by fear about the current economy, weather, government, COVID. We're going to add in optimism, vision, long hours, setbacks, always setbacks, plus resilience. We're going to plus fear, and we're going to divide that by all the other stuff that you need to do. We're going to add in support from the loved ones. We're going to add in nagging from the loved ones, which is actually a negative. We're going to minus frivolity, add in self-doubt, minus holidays, minus time or money, minus sleeping in, minus leaving work at work or home, minus health, add in more self-doubt, minus energy. And all the while, ladies and gentlemen, we're multiplying it by the hope that is within us and the deep down belief that we can. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a formula for success to the power of what the front door. I don't swear. Are we getting it? I can see a few. Yes, I'm relating to this. Yep. Woo, woo. Here's the thing. I made a formula for success and I hate math. So I created this, but I realized this couldn't be the formula for success. This is, however, reality. I share this kind of comedic look at success because I want to remind you that there are a lot of barriers that get in the way. Ones that we create for ourselves to be certain, ones that are out there that we have no control over, ones that are out there that we have to work to get over. It's not meant to be easy. The path to success is not meant to be a straight line. And the sooner that we figure that out, the sooner that we're reminded of that, we can square our shoulders and get to the job of next, of finding that higher level success. Now, unfortunately, you know, right now we've added in this pandemic, which is completely out of our control beyond wearing our masks and social distancing and, you know, washing our hands. But we have, many of us have used COVID as this, shit, I'll just wait until it's done kind of a circumstance. And are most of you business owners, also I can see on the screen, business owners in some capacity, working for other people who own a business, wherever we are on the path, if there's anything that we can't do now is sit back, you know, squaring our shoulders and getting to work is definitely where we need to be, especially because I feel like we are in the home stretch. Even before COVID, though, life was busy, life was distracting, there was a lot coming at us. And now the world, I believe, is demanding more from us than it ever has before. It did before COVID. And now we've got the added, I don't want to say burden, because it's a burden and it's a gift that we are connected through technology. Can you imagine if this pandemic had happened to us pre-2005, when we didn't have the kind of technology that we have today that allows us to connect and to continue to do business and to continue to purchase what we need, all of the things that technology, it's our connection now to the outside world. But it also means that we're always in our little devices. It's precious. Like all of you know where yours is right now, right? You can probably touch it with your fingers. And if you don't know, you twitch. It's like, oh my God, where's my phone, right? Everybody can hold them up. The thing about these devices, it's a love-hate relationship. And I'm not the type that's going to say you got to go off the grid, but these devices are designed in a way that hooks our neural pathways the same way that gambling and addiction does. And so, yes, there are connection to the business world and connection to our clients and our contacts, but it's also where we go to get that hit of dopamine by looking at our social media and seeing what kind of likes we have, by populating Pinterest, by scrolling through Instagram, by playing games, by shopping online. All of those things give that little dopamine hit that helps us to feel calm amidst the stress. And so the world is demanding more from us, because then we'll go into these things, push notifications, news, most of which isn't good. And sometimes we'll be at home at the end of the day and we're sitting with the television on with our phone in our lap and we're watching and we're scrolling, we're watching and we're scrolling. Whew, I'm stressed just thinking about it. And you're thinking, I thought she's supposed to be talking about success and energy. But here's one of the biggest reasons why we get off track some days. Can anybody relate to that? The world is demanding more from us than it ever has before. And with this and with everything that we have to juggle in our lives, we're busy. And so what ends up happening is we end up conducting part or all of our day on autopilot. We will move through the day making unconscious automatic decisions that don't necessarily align with what we need or want right now. Can you relate to that? Autopilot is an interesting way for our brain to make sense of everything that's coming at us. And here's some interesting statistics. And I say, according to various sources on the internet, we make upwards of 35,000 decisions every single day. You might be thinking that's an awful lot. But if we get rid of 7 hours of sleep, hopefully you're getting at least that much, it's about 2,000 decisions per hour, or about 1 every 2 seconds. You just had another one. You just made another one. You just made another one. And you're thinking, I'm not making any decisions right now. I'm just sitting here watching you. But you're deciding if you're comfortable. You're deciding if I should have lunch now or wait until later. You're deciding if what I'm saying is true, or you're deciding if you like how I'm delivering. We have all of these decisions that we make that happen at the subconscious level, which is good, because if it was all happening, fully present, we wouldn't be able to manage ourselves. Now think about how you enter your day, because all of us do work on autopilot at least some part of the day. There was a study that was done in the UK where 98% of respondents said they spent some part of every day on autopilot. How many of you are working from home? Just put WFH in the chat if you're working from home, and just put office if you're working outside the home. Just put WFH if you're working from home. A lot of WFHs. Lots. Okay, 1 person, 2 people in the office. Few of you in the office. Some of you might be hybrid, but yeah, great. So working from home adds another element. I'm going to talk about it in a minute. So when we're making so you're not driving to work when you're working from home, but you might get up at the beginning of the day and have the exact same routine that you follow from the time your feet hit the floor out of your bed to the time that you're sitting in front of your desk, whether it's at the office or at home. You probably have to stop and think right now what that order of operations is, but I guarantee you it's almost exactly the same every morning, including how you dress. Left sock first, right sock. Do you shower? Do you brush your teeth first? You know what I mean? Pay attention to what that is. The thing about autopilot that's so amazing is it does help us to get through the day when there's a lot coming at us. Your brain's ability to think about what isn't happening at any given moment is a cognitive triumph that helps your day run more smoothly until it doesn't. Because autopilot is not meant to be your go-to operating system. It's meant to be something that you kind of dip into when you're in a particularly busy moment. But we all need to stop frequently, I would think, and look around at what's going on right here, right now, and ask ourselves, am I doing the right work on the right things right now? Am I on the right path for how I want to be living my life? And here's a somewhat mundane example, but when COVID hit in March, I'm a professional speaker who travels across North America. I was getting on a plane every single week for months to go somewhere. And all of a sudden on March 13th, the last presentation I did in Calgary, it followed by several emails and phone calls saying our presentation is being canceled. It's being postponed to 2021. It's being postponed into later in 2020. And everything changed. And the routine that I was used to kind of went by the wayside. I kind of sat there in my office for 3 weeks. Did anybody else do this too? Just sat there and were like, what the heck is going on? And in that instant, I will tell you that most of us, when we had to shift from however life was before to what happened when we went into lockdown, autopilot was immediately shut off for most of us. And here's why. Autopilot happens, you can drive to work and not really notice how you got there. We shut off and we don't pay attention. But in order to deal with novelty, newness, change, we need to be fully present. And now we've kind of had a couple months of riding out COVID, and we might now be settling into that quote unquote new routine where we might need to stop and say, am I doing the right thing? So at the very beginning, I sat there and then I started making bread for the first time and drinking wine more than I normally would, simply because I'm like, how long is this thing gonna last? I'm just gonna eat a bunch of bread and drink a bunch of wine and it'll be done by June. Didn't most of us think that at the beginning? A couple months tops. And then I realized, all right, this is not sustainable. And everything kind of I'm calling it the COVID roller coaster because everything went through change that we needed to stop and say, okay, I'm on the wrong track. I can't keep doing this. Put my head up, look around. All right, maybe I should shift to online because it could be a while before I get to present in person again. We stop, we take stock, and we ask ourselves, am I doing the right work on the right things right now? So ask that about yourself now, because a lot has changed, even though not much has. We're all in our homes, and some days the only one that's happy that everyone's home is the family dog. Anyone? What are they going to do when we go back to work? Yes. So here we are now, as I said, in our 10th month of navigating. And you might be feeling a little bit like this, a little bit, I don't know what, brain's full. I got to figure out what's next. I call this kind of combination of dealing with life on life's terms and processing everything through these devices. I call it 21st and a quarter century stress. So this idea that we're in the most technologically advanced time in our lives. And while it's a blessing in many ways, it also overrides here. So we're feeling overwhelmed and on autopilot more often than ever. I'm going to talk about the book for just a moment here. Success Energy Equation, How to Regain Focus, Recharge Your Life, and Really Get Shit Done. It's available at successenergybook.com. I'm going to give away a copy today. And I'll tell you about that, how I'm going to do that at the end. But if you're interested, you can go take a look at it there. 21st and a quarter century stress is something that we need to be aware of, because stress is happening all around us. And now there's this technological element that means not only do our mind and body, or not only does our body not get the break that it needs, but our mind doesn't either. So my definition of success energy is the energy in you that drives your success, what you accomplish, how you feel, and what you believe you are capable of. We all have this energy flow that runs through us in any given day that drives what we do mentally, physically, emotionally, cognitively. Would you agree with that? Most of us will get up and at the start of a day and we'll feel like either, yes, I got this. This is going to be a good one, to, oh God, like it's Monday again and it's Thursday, right? The whole week of Mondays has been happening a lot lately. This energy that runs through us, when we take care of it, is going to elevate how we attack everything out there, how we drive our own success. So let's look at my simplified version of the success energy equation. And once again, I said, like, my background is in kinesiology and psychology, a little bit of math and kines, but I don't love math. But anyways, S equals G times function of B times D to the power of E. And Scintillating. I know. It's better this way. Success equals setting clear and exciting goals, having a belief in yourself regarding those goals, and the discipline to do the freaking work, all raised to the power of awesome by the energy within. Energy, I call it the magic multiplier, and I'm going to talk about each of these in turn. Goals, belief, discipline, energy. It's nothing that you haven't heard, but I'm hoping that I'm putting it together in a way that you'll think a little bit differently about how you approach your version of success. Whatever it is that you want for yourself to drive your own health, happiness, and financial stability, if you will. All right. First thing I'm going to talk about is goals. And this is where I need a little bit of audience interaction. I can only see one screen, but I'm going to move just a moment. So I need everybody to stand up. And you're like, oh God, I'm not going to make you do anything stupid. All I need you to do is stand up. Stand up in your chairs. Don't be shy. So you get to stay standing if you set any sort of goal for yourself in 2020. You get to stay standing. So as I'm looking across the screens here, has anybody sat down? Everybody looks like they're still standing. If I missed it, then you can let me know. You get to stay standing if you set both personal and professional goals. You get to stay standing. All right. I like seeing people's belly buttons. One person sat down. Can I ask Linda, personal goal or professional goal? I'm not sure if you can unmute yourself, but you can put it in the chat if you like. Personal goal or professional goal. If anybody else sat down, did you set just a personal or just a professional?
Just a personal.
Just a personal, not professional. Now, here's the thing. Does your work require you to set goals? You can nod or. So stand up.
Oh.
Personal and professional goals, whether you wanted them for yourself or not. A lot of times our work has us doing jobs. Okay. And here's the next question. You get to stay standing if you wrote down those goals. Who wrote them down? Who wrote them down? Oh my God, you guys are good. Is there, I can't see the second screen, so and I can't move over to it for some reason. Is anybody else sitting down? I will typically, and don't be, you can all sit down now. Actually, wait, I gotta ask one more question. Stay standing. You get to stay standing if you regularly review and revise those goals. Anyone? Anyone? Yes, see, by the time we get to this one, and you get to stay standing if in doing all those things, you've achieved some version of the goal that you set out for yourself. Look around, everybody's still standing. Okay, give yourselves a great big hand and have a seat. Congratulations. Those are what I call the goal getters. As soon as I ask the question, do you write down your goals? People don't sit down after that. Now, normally I will say this, when I ask that question of audiences, I will lose upwards of 70% of the audience who say I don't write down my goals. So give yourself a pat on the back. The reason why writing down your goals is so darn important is because it gives your brain the challenge. We don't like to write down goals because then there they are. I'm going to look at them and God forbid somebody should see them because then I'm going to have to share my goal and then I might fail publicly. Somebody said I should have sat down as I wrote down the professional ones, not the personal ones, but you still wrote down the professional ones. That's good. The writing down of the goals is significant because your brain wants you to be successful. So if you feed it the right kind of information, it's going to work for you to get it. It sounds kind of woo-woo, the secret, but you still have to do the work. Here's what happens. It's called the generation effect. When we think about what we want for ourselves and when we write it down, it helps that goal imprint. It gives our brain long enough to move that idea from short-term memory into long-term memory where it can taunt us. Think about that. Every one of you probably has a goal that you've been dragging around for years that will not go away. Nod if you do. If you have those goals, and one of mine years ago was to run a marathon. Another one years ago was to write a book. Now my goal that won't go away is to create an online program. And it's the one that when you wake up, in the middle of the night, you might be there. It might be when you're sitting doing mundane work or something that's not inspiring, that goal comes up and like, oh, I should really spend some time on that. Whether it's building the business or getting healthy in a different way or doing something different with your life to excite it up. You know what I'm talking about. So when it's in that long-term memory to taunt you, that's a good thing because then you're more likely to see opportunities around you. that are going to help you fulfill that goal. Write them down, put them where you can see them daily. And remember that the goal may not manifest exactly as you wrote it down, but if you see it every single day, you're going to be out in the world and you're going to see cues that are going to help you. For instance, this online program, I've had it on my brain since I finished writing the book. And then I was on an online conference Sunday, Monday, Tuesday this week. And every time somebody was talking about online programs, I was taking notes, and I would have never paid attention to those parts of the conversation until I was dialed into it myself here. Does that make sense? So write it down. Darcy says we print out pictures and put them on the bulletin board. And Tina says seeing your goal every day in your face is so powerful. It is a good idea. And if you do vision boards, don't throw those things out. If you do vision boards, I have one from 15 years ago. That was when I made it, the things on that board seemed so out of reach. It was ridiculous. And now I look at it like check, 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 check. So it's exciting. Don't throw those things out. So write down your goals. I'm so excited to be chatting with you guys that I'm talking really fast. And I also don't want to go over time. So I got to keep going. All right. So first of all, getting clear about your goals. And then second, having a belief in yourself regarding those goals. And this is probably more important than the goals themselves, because it doesn't matter how big your goal is if you don't believe in your ability to crush it. All of you have somebody around you who you think, how the heck are they doing it? You know, that person that doesn't seem to have any sort of sensor. They've got, I call it the Forrest Gump effect. And I'm dating myself here, but Forrest Gump, the movie, it came out in 1994, I think. It might even be earlier than that. Played by Tom Hanks. His character had what some might have called high functioning or some version of autism. Very smart person, socially awkward, whatever it might be. But his benefit or his affliction was that he didn't have a belief that he couldn't. And so even though the things he went up against seemed like gigantic obstacles, he didn't believe he couldn't. He just did it because he thought, I can do this. Does that make sense? So the Forrest Gump in us has to say, whatever we want for ourselves, if we can dream it, we can do it. Because here's the thing, what you think affects the actions that you will take in everything. If you think you can or you think you can't, there's your answer. And your body hears everything that you say. And unfortunately, as human beings, the negative voice is the priority voice in our brains. For whatever reason, we've got this negativity bias that says that things of a negative nature are going to stick more likely than positive. We will tend to talk to ourselves in a negative tone of voice rather than, hey, you got this, right? We don't often have those you rock kind of days, but I hope that you do. But most of us will get up and we'll be like, oh God, like, geez, what a day. And I've got to get through this. You know, that energy we can carry. I hope that I'm wrong, but we need to be aware of how we talk to ourselves, how that inner voice guides us. Because most of us, I will say all of us, have a negative inner critic. All of us have a voice that talks to us. Some of us have learned to manage it better, but every single one of us has that voice that on some days will say, who am I kidding? Too old, not smart enough, too young, you know, not enough education. It's like, nobody's going to take me seriously anyway. That voice will usually get loudest when we're stepping outside our comfort zone towards something that we really want that also might be something scary. Comfort zone, inner critic happy. Outside the comfort zone, inner critic goes, whoa, 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 are you sure about this? You might be planning to go back to school. You might be planning to start a new business. You might be planning to launch a new product. You might be wanting to get in shape, or whatever it is that you dream of, and the inner critic doesn't like it and says, oh God, you should really think about this. First thing I'm going to say is your inner critic isn't always right, so you don't have to listen. And here's a little tactic that you can do to check in with yourself anytime you hear the voice piping up. Because if we can get past our limiting beliefs, then we can achieve far more than we even know. Again, one of the reasons why I became a coach. So I call it the 4 R's for reframing. your mindset, reframing beliefs. The first one is to recognize when your thoughts become unproductive. You all know when you're talking to yourself in a way that your best friend wouldn't deal with, right? Be your own best friend. Recognize when your thoughts become unproductive and just stop and be aware, oh, I'm doing it again. Anytime it happens. And then do this next part. Remind yourself in that moment of your past wins, your current successes, your enduring capabilities, because all of you have a wealth of successes that you've amassed in the time that you've been on this planet. The past wins might be, I got through school. I got through the tough divorce. I got over the challenging illness. I moved from somewhere else and I made it work. I, got the new job despite everything, whatever it might be. The things that you've achieved and accomplished in the past. If you did it before, you can do it again. Your current successes, and here's the thing, on any given day, you can write down all the things about your life right now that you're rocking. All of the things that you're doing great at in your work, all the things you're doing great with your family life and everything like that. The list will be far, far, far longer than any list of grievances you can come up with about yourself. I'm hoping that that's the case, but we will tend towards the negative. Here's a fun exercise that you can do over the holidays with your loved ones. And I'm not even kidding about this. I call it an amazing list. And I do it with all my coaching clients. I will ask my coaching clients to write down 10 things about themselves that they think are amazing. 10. Is anybody going on? Anybody going, I can't even come up with 5. It's often common for people to say, oh, I don't even know if I can come up with 5, but some of you might be thinking, only 10? And I'm hoping that that's the case. That's the goal we want to get to. So writing down all the things about yourself that you think is amazing. So here's the family plan. Over the holidays, this will warm your heart and probably make you cry, especially if you've got teenagers. Make them all sit down. Everybody has to do the exercise. You all write down the things about yourself that you think are amazing. And you all write down the things about the other members of your family that you think are amazing. And you might choose 5 to say, we're all going to write down 5 things about each other that we think are amazing. And then you share them all. You can do this with your young kids too. And the reason why I push this is because if we learned more often what those around us thought of us, how much they loved us, how much they appreciate what they see in us, it'll get us to more quickly to see it in ourselves. Amazing list. Like I said, it might make you cry. Or pick one friend, your bestie, or your sibling, or whatever it might be. So recognize when your thoughts become unproductive. Remind yourself of your past wins, current successes, enduring capacity. And then here's a fun one: reframe negative thinking into what's possible. This takes practice. If you're kind of in the, oh God, it can't be done kind of frame of mind over some goal that you're trying to achieve, your brain hears that messaging, it can't be done. And the brain says, my work here is done. I got nothing to solve for this person. And it shuts off trying to help you win. But if you reframe 3 little words, how might I? How might I achieve that goal? I don't know. I don't have the answer right now. So I'm going to keep it open to inquiry. How might I get the money to go back to school? How might I, start the new business? How might I get in shape without being able to go to the gym? Because Calgary, they're shutting them down. Do you hear how that works? That little question, then the brain goes, I've got a job to do. I don't know what the answer is yet. I'm going to go into all my little filing cabinets and I'm going to open them up and I'm going to give Tara and Megan and Brian and Marilyn, Ash, I'm going to give them the messages that they're going to find out in the world. That was me with my online programs. How might I create an online program? How might I find the best platform to use for that? And all of a sudden I'm getting those answers. Does that sound like fun? Simple little frame. And here's the clincher. We live in an instant gratification society. We set the goal and we want to achieve it like that. Simply by asking, how might I, understand that it's going to take time. And the next thing that I'm going to talk about in order to bring those how might I's into, holy crap, I did it. Okay, so, and then the last R is repeat, 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 because we need to erase the negative messaging we've been telling ourselves and replace it with a little bit more productive and positive language. 4 R's. I am going to be sharing a PDF of these slides because I know that these words are really small. I tried to make them bigger, but I'm going to be sharing a PDF and I'll tell you how in a moment. I'm glad to hear, Tina, that you're going to be doing this exercise. It's a great one over the holidays because now is our time to just kind of change how we might normally view the holidays. I was on a call yesterday with one of my coaching clients who lives in PEI, and she said, normally the holidays for me, her whole family lives on the island, is about going from house to house to house over the many days leading up to the holidays. And by the time Christmas hits, I'm mentally and physically exhausted, if you can relate to that. And I know that we want to be around our family, but because we can't this year, it's an opportunity for us to create new traditions and just trying on different things and seeing how that works. And the amazing list might be a good way to do that. All right, moving from belief, we go into discipline. These two kind of go hand in hand, to have belief in yourself and the discipline to do the work. So discipline to me is you do what needs to be done, even if you don't want to do it because you know the results it will bring. Every single one of us has lots of discipline. Agree or disagree? Yes, yes, no, no. I think that every single one of us has high discipline for something. So when I ask people, do you think you have a lot of discipline? And they say no, it's usually because they're thinking about those grand goals and dreams that they have for themselves that they keep putting off. You've got discipline to do your job, to raise your kids, to keep food on the table, to keep grinding it out during these crazy pandemic times. You've got discipline to do all of that, and life is busy. And so what ends up happening is the dreams we have for ourselves get pushed to the side until we have the time or energy to do that. But discipline does need to have a little bit of time given to those goals and dreams, because that's going to drive us to higher levels of success. So discipline is about the habits and the skills and the focus and the drive that you bring to the things that you do. One of the things I will also say is discipline is a very close bedmate to distraction. So a lot of times we say, I don't have the time to get it all done, but we've chosen to do something different. So with discipline, I would ask you to do a very fierce inventory of how you're spending your time and ask yourself, are there things that I really need to do less of? Less screen time, less Netflix, less scrolling on the internet, and maybe using some of that time for productive pursuits that are going to help drive my my goals forward. So this is what I'll say about this. Couple little tips on discipline. Number one, know that it's not meant to be easy. If you've got stuff to do that you've been putting off, just do it to be done with it. Does anybody do that? It's like, I got that on, God, I've been carrying that for too long. I don't want to look at it anymore. I'm just going to do it to get it out of the way. How many of you are list makers by show of hands? List makers. What's the best thing about doing a list? The best thing about doing a list is checking it off, right? Tell me I'm wrong. How many of you will make a to-do list and then put something on it that you've already done just so you can check it off and get that endorphin hit? I don't think it's a bad strategy. Create your list, put something on it right at the top that you've already done, make the rest of your list, and then like, all right, let's tackle this list. First thing, done. And then on you go with the rest of them. The reason why that's so powerful is because our brain lights up when we get something done on our list. A little bit of an endorphin hit. That's worth it right there. Do it to be done with it and do it to get the endorphin hit. Lists are good. Gigantic, huge lists the size of your arm are not good. Lists that you can tackle in a day are good. Carry the other ones over till the next day. Don't give your power hours away to throw away tasks. All of you have times in the day when you get your best work done. For many of us, it's first thing in the morning because we're fresh. And we will use that first thing in the morning to do the minutia, to go through low priority emails or to clean our desk or to do those things that don't take much effort. But I would challenge you to flip the script on that one. If you're sitting at your desk at the beginning of the day, take a few minutes to prioritize what's the top 1, 2, 3 things that I want to accomplish today, and then start on the first one while your energy is high and your time is most abundant. Your power hours are meant for your big rock items. Does that make sense? So I challenge you to kind of push the minutia into 90 minutes after you start your workday, because that's normally when we'll have our first lull, and then tackle the emails. People can wait. All right. Delete, delegate, do the freaking work. DTFW. take a look at your to-do list. If you had stuff that's still on that list from, pre-COVID, then you might want to reconsider that, right? Anytime that you have something on your list that somebody on your team or somebody around you is perfectly capable of doing, but you're holding on to it because you're a control freak, let that stuff go. Sometimes we do need to empower those around us to do the work. And, sometimes we don't want to, because like nobody can do it as good as I can. Anyone? They're not going to get as good as you until you coach them to that. And then every now and then we got to just put our head down and DTFW, do the freaking work. And the last two here, when you've got a task that really needs to be done, that requires your focus and discipline, turn off your notifications, set a timer. I have a little tomato timer that actually ticks, tick, 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 tick. When I set it for 20 or 30 minutes, clear my table and focus on that one thing. I'm going to be doing that right after this because I've got to finish a project for somebody before 3 o'clock today. So that's going to be my plan. I'm going to go back down to my office. I'm going to clear my desk. I'm going to set my timer and I'm going to get that thing done. And then celebrate, reward yourself. And then I'm going to take my dog for a walk, even though it's really cold out. Anybody celebrate by taking their dog for a walk? She's 7 months old. I don't have a picture of her. I should. She's so cute. So set the goal, strengthen your belief, dig in and do the work, have that discipline. And then we're going to talk about this fourth one, the energy piece, raising our base dreams to the power of awesome. How am I doing for time? I'm okay. Yeah, good. I'm talking fast, but here we go. William says, first thing on my list is to make a list, always starting with a win. See, people do it because it works and we feel good. All right. So the energy piece is an interesting one because the absolute truth is, you can find high levels of success if you simply do the first three. Set the goal, have belief in yourself, and do the work. Set the goal, have belief in yourself, and do the work. You will find success over and over and over again, but there will be a limit to that. Energy is what I call the magic multiplier for success. My background is as a kinesiologist. I have a master's in kinesiology. I taught phys ed at Mount Royal when it was still a college. I was a personal trainer for many years. I believe in physical health as a foundation for personal and professional growth. But over the years, as I've gotten into coaching and expanded my my learning, I've come to believe that physical is the foundation that's going to lead us to so many other forms of energy, which I'm going to talk about now. And you might be thinking, energy. It's going to keep on doing the goals, belief, discipline cycle and find my way to riches and success. And that's okay. Here's what I'm going to tell you about that. The absolute truth is that you will experience high levels of success for yourself, even if you don't exercise, if you don't eat the right foods, if you drink too much, if you smoke, if you don't get enough sleep, if you've got high stress and low life balance, you can still experience high levels of success. And some of you might be going, oh, thank God, right? That's the absolute truth. The physical body and the brilliant mind in it, ridiculously resilient. It will put up with so much before it says, I've had enough of this. Would you agree with that? Nod? No? Yeah, nod. The physical body is amazingly resilient. That's the absolute truth. But the reality is you will not be able to operate at your full potential, and it will not come without a cost over time to yourself, to your health, to who you work for. Eventually, the physical machinery says, are you kidding me with this program? I need a break. You're pushing me too hard. I'm now no longer giving you my best work. Tina says, I'm now convinced that my husband arranged for me to see this today. How might I get all the laundry done today? How might he help you out because you need to work? That's my question. So the reality is that we do need to be aware of how this piece of machinery and the brilliant mind in it can help guide us to higher levels. We will push the physical piece aside because we say, I'm too busy. I got to get it done. I got too much to do. No time, no time, no time, no time. I'm going to try and convince you otherwise because it's not just about physical. When we talk about energy, people will first go to, I need to exercise more. I need to eat better. I need to get more sleep, which is absolutely probably one of the biggest ways to gain more energy. But when we take care of our health in the ways that I'm going to show you, we all so physical will get us, better weight management, better energy, better health, better longevity. We're also going to get emotional wellness boost. So we'll have better self-esteem and self-efficacy, and that's our belief in our ability to accomplish tasks. Self-confidence, we have better mood, we get along better with others, we have better coping mechanisms, we can cope with stress better. We will also have better mental wellness, mental energy, and that has to do with dealing with depression and anxiety on a better level and coping and how we interact with others. But it's also about focus, right? And the last one's an interesting one because we don't often pay attention to this form of energy. When we take care of our physical health, we will have better cognitive energy. And that means better attention span, better problem solving, better focus, better creativity. Think of all the things that all of those things will help you do better in a given day. Stress and creativity cannot coexist. Stress and cognitive capacity are at opposite ends of a spectrum. And if we take care of our health in the ways that I'm about to share, these 4 energy pathways will light up, and you'll be thinking, all right, bigger goals, I got this. Bigger belief in myself, yeah, I do. More energy to do the work, I got that too. And the cycle feeds itself. Can you see how this works? It's quite powerful. So here we go. So the first kind of energy I want to talk about is something that we all can do. If you do nothing else from what you take away from what I'm about to share, spend a little bit more time in pause. Spend a little bit more time listening to your body and slowing down, because we will tend to nose to the grindstone, get up, go, 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 go. And when we're not working, we are scrolling. That doesn't give our brain a break. And then we come home and it's rush, rush, rush. And then we sit down in front of the TV and we're probably scrolling while we do that, throwing my phone around. We need to, I'm coming back. The first thing that we need to do is take our breaks, especially if you're working from home. Linda says she's going, sorry, you can't stay. And she says, you were amazing. No, I am amazing, Linda. No. She has to log off to head to the office. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Linda. I'm joking. Especially if you're working from home. And I'm not going to say, well, if you're working in the office too, we skip our coffee breaks. We eat our lunch at our desk. If you're at home, you're multitasking with the kids who may be home from school now, your spouse or partner who's in the home also working from home. So we tend to, and then we go straight from work into making dinner or lunch or whatever. Find a way to get those breaks. It's your brain's way of recovering. It's your body's way of settling in and pausing long enough to make sure you're working on the right things. Take your break like smokers without the smoke. A smoker won't skip their break. A smoker has a physiological need to get up from their desk, go outside where they get fresh air for just a moment. But then they also, if they're out there having a cigarette with their buddies, they're having conversations, which is another thing that gives you energy. So skip the smoke. If you're working from home, get up, walk to your front door, and just breathe in fresh air. It can be for a minute or 2 minutes. Give yourself that pause. Make sure that you're eating some fuel, getting a little bit of movement. That's the kind of break I'm talking about. Breathe or meditate, breathe and meditate. So the first one is to simply breathe. If you're having a tough day, just like press yourself against the wall and slow your oxygen down. 4 seconds, 5 seconds in, and then 4 seconds, 5 seconds out. Nice and slow. In through your nose, out through your mouth. In fact, do that with me now, would you please? Just relax your shoulders. Breathing in nice and deep right to the bottom of your lungs. And then exhale with your mouth. Nobody's around you, just like you're trying to put the glass, fog up the glass. Nice deep breath through your nose. And exhale. And one more time, nice and deep. 4, 3, maybe breaths of air. Heart rate comes down. I start to talk more slowly, which I shouldn't because I need to finish. But that's something that's immediately available to every single one of us throughout the day. If you're feeling like stress is mounting, stop and give your brain and body oxygen. Our bodies know how to breathe, so we're on default. William says that's so effective, so you probably do it all the time, which is great. You already know. When we breathe on our own, we will often default to the upper third of our lungs because we say to ourselves, I don't have time for a full breath of air. You ever feel that? We got to stop and slow down. So breathe. And then the meditation piece is to take it another step further. Some of you probably already do that, to utilize an app or whatever it is, sit and breathe for 5 minutes, for 10 minutes, and just let the mind go. Over the holidays, try and find some of that downtime to create new traditions, to connect with your family in a more positive way, to connect with yourself and your health in a more positive way. Nap if you need to, cook some nice meals. I'm ordering in. I'm all about supporting local. I live right around the corner from Notable, the restaurant in Calgary, and I'll go get burgers. I don't care. I'm buying my Christmas gifts from all the little fun little artisan shops. I got the cutest. You can go onto my Instagram and see I got the cutest little ugly sweater mice that are made out of felt from my tree. God, I love them. It's just Cederberg speaks. You can go see them. You find the neatest things by just wandering around your town. Find some fun masks, right? Listen to your body. It knows what it needs. When we stop long enough to pay attention to the cues, this piece of machinery will rarely send us astray. It will tell you when it's hungry. It will tell you when it's thirsty. It will tell you when it needs a pee break. Some people will go all day long and say, I didn't even have time to pee. Can you at least give yourself that, right? Listen to your body and listen to your mind, because it also knows what it needs. So first of all, put recovery at the top of your daily and weekly self-care. Listening to your body also means take care of the things that are going to take care of your health. And I've got the 4 non-negotiables. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on this because I'm giving you a gift. Move, eat, sleep, and hydrate for health. Move a little bit more. Move a little bit more than what's normal for you. Eat healthy most of the time. I love good food, and I love the good wine that goes with it. Can I get a heck yeah? But I try and balance the, eating more food that actually grew somewhere, eating smaller portions, eating less processed and sugary foods. Heck yeah. And drinking more water. And especially because I do plan to have wine and stuff over the holidays. Hydrate throughout the day. And then enjoy. So the gift I'm going to give to you is a PDF version of my Move, Eat, Sleep, and Hydrate for Health mini book. It's got little tips on how to move, eat, sleep, and hydrate better in small steps. I'm all about small steps because the book that I wrote before Success Energy Equation is a book called Energy Now, Small Steps to an Energetic Life. And it's the small steps I want you to pay attention to. When you're trying to talk yourself out of doing something, talk yourself into doing small steps. You take small steps in each of these areas every single day, and you are going to feel better physically. I would rather that you take small, consistent steps in each of these areas every single day, rather than a big leap every 2 or so weeks when the energy or time becomes available. Take a walk every single day. Walk yourself to work. If you're working from home, you can still do that. Walk out the front door, walk around the block. When you come in, that's your cue to head into your office. Do it again at the end of the day. Little tips. So I'm going to make that available to you at the end. Don't forget, which means you have to stay till the end. Ooh, I'm almost there. And then hold on a second here. I'm getting a little click crazy. And then the third way of energizing is through connection. I love that Ashley and Nikki and team asked you to have your screens on. I've been doing a lot of presenting online, and it's usually to black screens. I just feel like my energy is so much higher because I get to see you. And so I want to thank you for that. And I'm hoping that's the same for you, because when we connect, when we are face to face with people that we like and care about, we get a release of oxytocin, which is one of the happy hormones, a hug drug that helps us feel more calm and content. We are pack animals by nature, and the very nature of the pandemic has separated us. Separated us from our loved ones. It's made it hard for us to be in the same room with colleagues that we like. If you're living by yourself, I think the mayor said it very well at the beginning, take care of yourself. And through all of this, we need to understand that it's okay to not be okay. Even now, even 10 months into it, because as I mentioned, this has been a roller coaster ride. And so some months we're high, thinking we're almost through it. And then, this week yesterday when Calgary went into tighter restrictions, I was like, oh, there I am again. It's okay to not be okay, even now. And I will also say through all of it, it's okay to be okay and not feel guilty about it. to have your business doing well and to be making the money. And what I will say is, as the mayor also suggested, get help if you need it. And if you're doing well, help where you can. My husband and I are not giving each other Christmas gifts this year because we just decided, you know, it's not a year to be indulgent, but we are donating to a local charity. And so it's kind of a fun, different thing to do. And a different way to connect. So nurture your relationships now more than ever. I'm getting back to Zoom cocktails with some of my friends because I'm not going to see them over the holidays. As much as you can, talk, don't text. Pick up the phone and actually hear the voice, because that has a different way of connecting than text. And we can misconstrue tone in the written word. Talk, don't text. And head up and eyes open when you're out in the world. We got to be wearing these things, right? We don't always love them. And when we're out in the world with these things on, you see a lot of really grumpy people. Am I wrong? Try not to be one of those people. I say we need to smile with your eyes, and be that person that connects in a positive way, because there's a lot of angry people out there right now. And if you can be one of those people that's connecting in a positive way, it can make a big difference. P. Brown says, hate texting. I'm not maybe it's a generational thing, because I'd much prefer to email or phone than text, because I just want to write so much or say so much, but that's also because I'm a professional speaker. Okay, so I've got to finish off now because I said I'd be done sooner. What will you do differently starting today? Think about it, write it down. If you want to receive the weekly message, the handout that I'm going to share, and the PDF of the booklet, email me at hello@michellecederberg.com, and I'll also add you to my weekly message list. And if you don't want to be on that, just say so in the email, but email me and I will. So I have your email address. I will send you the PDF. I will send you the handout, and I will add you to our weekly message, which is a video and action plan. Some of you might already be on it. And if you had to leave early, we will find a way to get it to you. So on that note, think about what you will start doing differently today. It doesn't have to be this complicated, but we do need to pause long enough to think through the equation in the way that is meaningful for us, to set the goals, to have belief in yourself in those goals, to have the discipline to do the freaking work, and spending time on your energy so you have that to drive all of those factors upward. I want to thank you very much for your time this afternoon. If there's any questions, and you can get the book again at successenergybook.com. I've been talking very fast because I wanted to get done. Thank you so much for being here in person. Thank you, Nikki.
Thank you, Michelle. That was amazing. I knew it would be, obviously, but we do have a few quick seconds. If anyone has any questions, we have honestly maybe 4 minutes. And then we have some closing remarks. So if anyone has a question, please go ahead and unmute yourself, and you can
also email the questions to hello@michellecederberg.com, and I will get back to you. There's the email, hello@michellecederberg.com. Thank you. Glad
any
you loved the
questions?
presentation, Tina. Wonderful. You guys are awesome. Any questions?
Going once, going twice.
Enjoy your holidays, everyone. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to do my last presentation of 2020 in a format where I can see you all. I've been missing my in-person audiences, and I feel that much closer to getting to in-person when I get to see you. So thank you very much.
How about this, Michelle? How about we promise that when we're allowed to have you back in person, we all gather in Airdrie, and everyone who's been here brings a friend. Because this is my second time hearing you, and you know, I have heard a lot of this great information, and I forget to use it very easily. So I've read your books. I obviously recommend everyone to go online and get your books, because the first one, what's the first one called, Michelle?
This one is Energy Now, Small Steps to an Energetic Life. They're both available on my website. And if you go to successenergybook.com, you'll see the link to get to my book page. You can buy them off of Amazon as well. They just won't be signed copies off Amazon. So if you're interested in these ones, find me. No local shops sell my books, but if you buy from successenergybook.com, you'll buy direct from me.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So that concludes today's event. Before I turn the mic over to Nikki, again, thank you so much to our amazing sponsors who made today possible. Davis Chevrolet, Fortis Alberta, Johnson Insurance, and Vitreous Glass. Also, just from my heart, wishing you all a safe and healthy holiday season. I look forward to seeing you all, of course, in 2021. And as I've mentioned, the Chamber is here for you. And I personally also loved being able to see so many of your faces. So thank you all for your amazing support of our community. Nikki, over to you.
Thanks, Marilyn, and thank you, Michelle. I don't think I can say it any better than that. I'll just echo again what everyone has said, from Mayor Brown to all of our wonderful sponsors. We are in an amazing community, and this is, as Michelle said, an unprecedented year. So support where you can, reach out when you need, and let's end our annual Christmas celebration with one more draw. We have a $100 Passu Farms gift certificate to give away. And the winner is Bob Smith with Scotiabank. Congratulations, Bob. Again, on behalf of myself, the board of directors, and our team at the Airdrie Chamber of Commerce, we wish you a happy, healthy, and safe holiday season. Stay safe, and we'll talk soon. Bye.
Thanks, you guys.
Thanks, Michelle.
That was so fun.
Thank you, Michelle. That was so fun. You're amazing. I can't wait to have you in person.
I loved seeing everybody. I really did. It just made such a big difference. So thank you. That was wonderful.
And the chat box was fun and interactive. And
Yeah, that's great.
yeah.
I will send you the PDF, and I will send you the little mesh booklet for anybody who might have missed because I had to leave early, and I'm going to go and walk my dog.
Awesome. Take
That's the
care.
thing. I don't have to get on a car, or don't have to get on a plane.
Exactly.
Go
Yeah.
on lunch and walk
Have
my
a
dog.
wonderful holiday season. Merry
You as
Christmas.
well. Take care, everyone.
Michelle.
Yep.
I saw your little Weimaraner. She's adorable.
She's so cute.
I'm a dog trainer, so that's the first thing I
Oh,
saw.
are you?
from
Where
in Airdrie.
Yeah,
Airdrie
what's the
Puppy
name of-
Pals.
What's it called?
Airdrie Puppy Pals. She's
Oh, cool.
adorable. Yeah.
She's a little
Anyway.
spitfire. She really is.
Yeah, Susie Rounds, I don't know if she's still here, but Susie also has a Weimaraner. She's about 2 or older than that. Do we know how old Susie's dog is? Mandy has cats. Miss Mandy.
Pets
Anyway.
have been the savior. We lost our senior dog in November, and we were out without a dog for 7 months, and we finally got the new puppy in June. I can't tell you, like, it just made the lockdown and pandemic and stuff so much more
Well,
managed.